Hello, Naomi. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, the Knights have been here all afternoon preparing like mad for tomorrow night's concert. And with me are the Jacobsen brothers, Colin and Eric, who are co-artistic directors of the Knights. Welcome, Jacobsens.
Thanks,
Thank you, Midge.
I have to say that this is certainly the largest group that I've ever seen here in the green space. In fact, we three are sitting where a select few of the audience members will sit tomorrow night on the stage, because you guys are in surround sound tomorrow night, and it's really kind of a fabulous thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so great to be in a space and bring it alive like this, to be here with 40 friends when maybe the space will hold about 130 people total.
Yeah.
So it'll be an intimate, immediate audience here, and then hopefully the listener will get that same feel.
So those who have tickets are in for a very special experience tomorrow night. Give us a sense of what we're going to hear on the program tomorrow night at 7 o'clock live in the green space.
Yeah, well, one of the pieces that we're going to play is by John Adams, the American composer, and he has asked that we, the musician, found sound, to lay on top of his piece called Christian Zeal and Activity, which is a hymn that he's arranged for strings and winds.
And you involved the WQXR listeners in the
Yeah.
project, right?
So the Knights and WQXR have asked you, the listener, to submit sound, found sound from wherever. So we had some submissions of a refrigerator humming for 8 minutes.
Frosting.
And defrosting. And also street sounds from the Fulton Ferry Landing and places like that. And tomorrow you will find out who has won this competition of sorts.
And so that's one of the pieces on the project, on the performance tomorrow night. Colin, what else can we expect?
Well, we're also playing one of Satie's Gymnopédie, arranged by Debussy, which is a piece that we played, that we recorded on our most recent album, A Second of Silence. And after that, we are playing a piece by Gabriela Lina Frank, a Peruvian heritage composer from the Bay Area, who wrote a piece called Leyendas, an Andean walkabout. And we're playing one movement of that.
Sounds fascinating. Talk about your new CD. We're featuring it this week on WQXR, and I think I've been doing really not the greatest job describing the genesis. I think you would be perfect to tell us about how you came up with the idea for a sound or a second
of
silence.
silence. Well, I mean, like much of our programming comes out of conversations with everyone. What do people want to play? And part of it is actually to create an experience of making an orchestra happen in your living room, in a way. And so that's what's going to happen tomorrow night, making an orchestra experience immediate and intimate and personal. So I'd say that those qualities describe the album, and they certainly describe the music of Schubert, which is sort of the focus of the album, but sort of seen through the lens of people like Morton Feldman and Eric Satie and Philip Glass. And so one connective thread there is Samuel Beckett, who was totally obsessed with the music of Schubert. So the Philip Glass piece that we recorded, Company, was written to a prose poem, to accompany a prose poem of Samuel Beckett's, and Morton Feldman was a close collaborator of Samuel Beckett as well.
Well, the good news is that today is only Tuesday, so we have 3 more days to enjoy your album as our featured album of the week, A Second of Silence with the Knights. So great to have you in residency here at WQXR. You're about to share a preview of tomorrow night with us. Tell us about what we're about to hear.
We're going to hear an excerpt of Copland's Appalachian Spring, one of these great pieces of America, originally written for 13, a smaller orchestra. And then, because of popular demand, more or less had to arrange it for what you have in front of you here, which is a group of about 45 musicians.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And a great time of year to share that with the listeners, right?
Yeah.
Is this a piece that you've recorded yet?
We did record. This is actually from our first album on Sony a few years ago. And while rehearsing it this week, tons of memories coming back of running around New York and playing this piece back then.
Okay, very excited to hear what you have to offer. So, Eric Jacobsen climbing to the podium, and Colin taking his position with his violin, and the Knights live in the green space here at WQXR with music from Appalachian Spring.